Stanford? How do you feel those last couple walkthroughs, those last couple reps have been?
Our work this week has been great. I think guys are focused. They've been energized. They've worked hard, and so now kind of just put the finishing touches on the physical preparation and a ton of mental preparation leading up until kick.
It's been happening a little more often this season that Oregon's been in that underdog role. Do you as a coach, and do you hear that the players sort of enjoy that? Do you look forward to that mentality?
To be honest, the only time that's ever been brought up has been the media. So I don't know if guys have been talking about it. I haven't heard anything about it. And if that has been any energy or added energy to our preparation, great.
Is that unusual for a team to play so poorly their first game and then turn it on the way Stanford did after that Northwestern game?
Well, it's certainly an anomaly in their season of when you look at their film, it doesn't match up, and you never know why that is. I mean, things happen all around the country every week. Like we talked about the other day, Northwestern's a good football team, but yeah, they're playing at a much different level right now for sure.
Do you look at that as things Northwestern did, or do you just scrap it if it's an anomaly?
Yeah, there's no, oh my gosh, here's the front, or here's the blitz, or here's the coverage that did it. There, nothing of that nature. I think it was just kind of an execution game, and Northwestern was playing with a ton of passion. Their opener, I think, a huge challenge for them with Stanford coming in, and they played better than them that week. It's really that simple.
I asked DeForest if he felt like the defensive line's depth was better than previous years, and he agreed. And it seemed like last week Rex Manu got a lot of action in the second quarter. What have you seen out of him this season, his development at the nose guard position?
Just development, of a guy who's starting to play with more confidence, who just gets kind of the system and where you fit, and he was so used to in high school. Our guys do a lot of two-gapping and recognition of blocks, and you're so used to in high school, you just rip it and go tackle the guy. There's really not too much thought. I mean, his high school is a little different in that way, but I think just confidence, development, strength, all those things of you're a young kid in there against some 25-year-old fifth-year senior, and there's some mismatches, and just knowing that everything's going to be okay if you just keep competing.
Obviously, you guys felt like every guy you recruit's a good player, but did you feel like he could be a guy that could come right in and start making an impact like he has this season?
We did. We had him in camp and seen him up close and personal. Coach Wood always joked about he could start on the offensive line, or certainly as a defensive player, we knew he had a chance. Much along the lines of Canton and some of these other guys. Jalen, is really coming into his own as well. So I think the future's right there. Yeah.
It seems like for maybe the first time you guys used a 4-2 set against Cal at all? Is that new, or is that kind of just always been in your back pocket?
No, we've used that quite a bit this year, just in mostly in nickel situations, pass rush situations, trying to get guys on edges a little bit more. But yeah, that's something we've done, a sprinkling of, I wouldn't say every game, but almost every game.
You talk about a lot of rotation on the defensive line, especially this week, and another position, but Charles Nelson has said that it kind of leaves it up, the coaches leave it up to him when to come out, when to rotate. Is that normal? I mean, or do you guys try and watch when to rotate guys through? How does that all work?
Yeah, I think in general it's normal. Especially from an offensive standpoint or a special team standpoint of you want the freshest possible guy in there, and sometimes that's when being a highly competitive guy is a detriment, because they want to stay in there no matter what, and if they're dog tired, they think that they're just going to gut their way through it, and sometimes it's best to get the other guy in there. When you're playing defensively, you're playing against a tempo team, you can't do that. You have to have a predetermined rotation when there's a break, and so if the offense is substituting and you can match it, you can substitute. If they don't, you have to stay in there and gut it out and substitute as soon as you can.
I know you guys are tracking, like with the GPSs, how much guys are doing in practice. Do you guys do that in games as well?
Yeah. Yep. We look at all that stuff, afterward and track. Certainly a guy like Charles is all over the place. He's one of our highest output guys in practice, in training, in everything. And so that's a guy, again, you have to kind of rein in because they're just going to wear out. Keenan Lowe was that way. Keenan Lowe, we had to shut down throughout practice a lot because he would just go forever and never even think about stopping. And so you have to try to, just throttle him back a little bit and still get the work in, still have the urgency and the confidence, but be healthy when it's game time.
This might sound obvious, but how has it helped the offensive line's progression this year with a lot more, better health luck? Less injuries.
Right. You can't. That's knock on wood. Yeah, I mean, you said it. I think that's been the key to Stanford's success. I think that's been the key really to Cal's resurgence is just health. Cal is playing a lot better because all those guys are healthy, and I think our guys playing together, playing with more confidence, certainly helps. Having Royce Freeman behind you certainly helps, and so it's just hopefully will snowball, into confidence and production.
Last game, it seemed like in addition to Royce, a lot of running backs got touches, kind of spread the load. Is that important, kind of taking some of that off of Royce and not having everything on him?
Definitely. Along the lines of Charles, he's a guy that we just have so much confidence in. He's such a great competitor. He doesn't want to come out and you have to, again, have a little bit of a rotation for a guy like that, and certainly in practice. And then also we have a bunch of, other good guys that need the ball in their hands. And so it's just that balancing act of kind of, dancing with what brung you in, and then also getting those other guys involved. Thanks.
Thank you.